The hospital room is still and quiet, except for the gentle beeping of a machine in the corner. Remy Ma lies in bed, her skin pale, her face calm but tired. Her hands are gently folded on top of the thin blanket covering her. Sitting close beside her is Papoose. He's pulled his chair as close as it can go, one of his hands wrapped tightly around hers. His eyes are red from crying, but he's doing everything he can to hold himself together. Earlier, the doctor's words had hit him like a punch to the gut. It's advanced. We've done all we can. The words keep repeating in his mind, playing over and over. The room feels smaller than it actually is, like the walls are closing in. The air is heavy with fear. Neither of them wants to speak aloud. "Rem," Papoose says softly, his voice barely more than a whisper. He clears his throat, trying to stay strong. "You heard what the doctor said, right? They're saying it's too late. But I don't believe that. I can't." Remy slowly turns her head to look at him. Her eyes are gentle, but full of exhaustion. She gives his hand a weak squeeze. "Pap, you don't have to pretend with me. I was there. I heard him." Her voice is calm, but there's something underneath it, like she's holding back everything she's really feeling. Papoose leans forward, elbows on his knees. His head drops, and he shakes it. "Nah, you don't understand. I'm not ready to let this be the end. We've been through too much: Remington prison, the streets, the pain. You've always been a fighter. Always." His voice cracks. He quickly wipes at his eyes, trying to hide the tears that fall anyway. Remy gives him a small smile, but it's sad it doesn't reach her eyes. "I know you want to fight for me, Pap. I love you for that. But sometimes it's not about fighting. It's about accepting what's coming." "Accepting?" Papoose repeats, his voice rising. He stands up suddenly and begins pacing back and forth beside the bed. "You want me to just accept this? Just sit here while you fade away?" His hands ball into fists. He turns toward the window, his back to her, shoulders trembling. "I can't do that, Remington. I can't lose you." Remy watches him, heart aching. She's seen Papoose strong through everything, through her years behind bars, through lies, betrayal, life trying to tear them apart. But this was something new. This was breaking him in a way she'd never seen before. "Come here," she says gently, patting the bed beside her. He hesitates for a second, then sits down on the edge of the mattress, head bowed. She reaches up, her hand brushing his cheek, tracing the lines stress had carved into his face over the years. "Remember when we got married over the phone?" she asks. "Me, sitting in that cold jail cell, and you out here holding it down like you always did? You promised me forever, Pap. And I believed you." "I meant it," he says, lifting his head and meeting her gaze. "I still mean it. That's why I'm not giving up. We'll get another opinion. A second, a third, hell, a 10th if we have to. There's got to be something someone can do." Remy sighs. Her hand drops back to the blanket. "I'm tired, Pap. I've been fighting my whole life. Against the streets. Against the system. Against myself. And maybe I'm not giving up. But maybe this is one fight I just can't win." Her words hit him like a blow. He leans in, resting his forehead gently against hers, his breathing shaky. "Please don't talk like that. You're everything to me, Remington. You and Reminisce, you're my whole world. I don't know how to live without you." Tears shine in Remy's eyes, but she blinks them back. "You'll be okay. You're strong. You'll raise our daughter right. Just make sure she knows who her mama was. Let her know I was tough, yeah?" She tries to laugh, but it turns into a quiet sob. Papoose leans back, shaking his head. "Stop, Remington. You're going to tell her yourself. You'll be there for her first day of school. Her prom. Her graduation. We'll do it all together. Just like we always planned." She sees the pain in his eyes, the desperate hope, and it hurts even more than the illness. Okay, she says after a pause, voice barely audible. We'll fight. For her. For us. But you've got to promise me something. Anything, he says, no hesitation. If it gets to the point where I can't fight anymore, you have to let me go. Be strong for Reminisce. Don't let this destroy you. Tears roll freely down his face now. I can't promise that. I can't imagine life without you. You don't have to imagine it yet, she says gently. I'm still here. And I'm not going anywhere without a fight. For a while, they sit in silence. Outside, the world goes on as usual, unaware of the battle happening in this quiet room. Papoose wipes his face and pulls himself together. I'm calling every specialist in the country, he says. I'm getting you the best care there is. Money don't matter, I'll sell everything. Remy chuckles softly, a bit of her old spark coming through. You better not sell my jewelry, Pap. I'll haunt you. He laughs, the sound rough but real. Never. That's yours forever, just like me. Just then, a nurse walks in. She checks the chart at the end of the bed. Mrs. Mackey, we need to run a few tests today. You up for it? Remy nods, squeezing Papoose's hand tighter. Yeah. Let's get it done. The nurse smiles kindly. You've got a strong one here, she says, looking at Papoose. He hasn't left your side once. I know, Remy replies, her voice filled with love. He's my rock. After the nurse leaves, Papoose kisses her forehead. We're going to beat this, Remington. I don't care what the doctors say. We've been through worse. She nods, but he catches a flicker of fear in her eyes. She doesn't say anything though. Tell me about Reminisce, she says, changing the subject. What's she up to? She's with your mom. You know how Grandma spoils her, got her eating candy all day. I told her no, but Reminisce just smiles and gets her way. Remy laughs, a real one this time. She's going to be a handful. Just like her mama. Yeah, Papoose says softly. Just like you. They talk a little longer, about their daughter, about the dreams they still hold on to. Remy remembers their early days sneaking into clubs, battling in ciphers, building a life from scratch. We were wild, she says. Young. Brave. You're still brave, Papoose tells her. Still fearless. The fear is still there in the room. But for now, they push it aside. They've always faced life together. This is no different. As the day fades, Papoose picks up his phone and starts making calls. I'm not stopping until I find someone who can help. We're not done. Remy watches him, heart full of love. I know, Pap. I know. He looks back at her, his voice strong with determination. We're going to make it, Remington. You hear me? She holds his gaze. Together, she says. Together, he echoes. And for the first time in a while, he feels hope, small, fragile, but real. It's enough. For now. The hospital room was still, but something had shifted. There was no miracle yet. No life-saving phone call from a specialist. No doctor rushing in with good news. But there was something just as powerful, a flicker of hope. Remy Ma lay in that bed, weak but unbroken, her fingers intertwined with Papoose's. The pain was real. The diagnosis still hung in the air like a shadow. But love? Love filled the room. Thick. Heavy. Unshakable. And sometimes, when everything else starts to fall apart, love is what holds you together. Papoose didn't stop calling. That night, while Remy rested, he stayed up scrolling, dialing number after number. He wasn't just looking for answers. He was fighting time. Fighting fear. Fighting fate. Because that's what you do when you love someone more than life itself. He wasn't naive. He heard what the doctors said. He understood the odds. But his heart wouldn't let him quit. Not when the woman who had walked through fire with him was lying there trying to smile through the pain. When morning came, and the sun peeked in through the hospital window, Remy opened her eyes to see him still at her side, phone in hand, paper full of scribbled notes beside him. "You didn't sleep?" she asked, voice raspy. "Nah," he said, rubbing his eyes. "But it's cool. I talked to a specialist in LA, and another one in Chicago. They want to see your records. They said maybe, just maybe, there's a trial. Something experimental." Remy didn't say much at first. She just looked at him, that same look she had the day he said "I do" over a prison phone line. The same look she had when they held Reminisce for the first time. The look that said, "I see you. I believe in you." "Okay," she said quietly. "Then let's see what they got."